So we're going to start today by running through your C major scale, and then Ms. Stevens is going to pull out those that still need help with the shifting for scales in general. She's going to go in this room right here behind us, just so that you guys can work at a little bit slower pace to get what you need as far as that, and then the people in here will kind of run through a lot more excerpt stuff, okay? Okay, let's try C major. We're going to do it as written. And let's do 72 actually, because you guys are you go? I hope that's a C. There we go. Ready, go, and you're sharp, make sure that you're not overextending for third finger. Can I hear each one just as a quarter note? So C, D, F, ready, go, and shift. Now let me hear from C to C. So this is another way to practice this scale. So you'll play from C to C and then rest. So you'll start with C. Left set C and go. Like that. Does that make sense? And then we go down. Here we go. 2. Ready, go. And left set, ready, C. Left set, ready, C. Left set, ready, C. The reason I do that is actually to work on intonation in the upper octaves. So if you understand the scale really well, but you want to work on bow placement, bowing, or intonation, that's a good idea to do. You can try the same thing where we're taking those breaks, but we're going to do it at 80. Okay, here we go. Ready, and left set, ready, C natural. Left set, ready, lower. Left set, ready, go. And yeah, and then you can hold that one, or you don't have to if you're just working on intonation. Another way to work intonation on the upper octave is have yourself, record yourself play the bottom octave, and then at the same time you play with the top octave. So I usually like record myself doing this. Nice and basic. Make sure it's in tune though. And then I play from C at the same time. Can we do that? So I want you to start on second finger C for me, everybody. Minor finger put on the 8th string. I'm on the 8th string side. And then we're going to do the shift. I'm going to play the bottom octave, probably on the piano, while you play the top octave. Okay, so you'll start from second finger C on your A string. We're going to do half notes, and then we're going to split. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, half notes, and C. Really close together. Yeah, see? That one's not great. Shift. Yeah, good. Can we try that again? Can we try it again? One more time. Make sure that 2 and 3 are close together in C major in third position. That's fine. So you'll start on fourth finger, but just check your four fingers. Another note that's really out of tune in third position is the G coming back down. So when you're coming back down, make sure you're checking your G. Fourth finger. Okay, can we try it again? Same thing. So we're starting on second finger on the A string. 2, ready, go. That one. That one. Yeah, good. If you're doing this at home, then you would need to play the bottom octave, record yourself, and then play at the top octave. Okay? Now, if you're in 7th grade, I want you to head in there, because I think most of my 7th graders are on the same page. We're going to keep you in here. Are you in 7th? Okay. If you're in 8th grade, I want you to stay in here. Okay? So you'll go with Miss Stevens.
7th grade.
Let's go for it. So take your stuff and all right. 8th graders, let's go to number 1. One and a 2 and a. We're gonna try this. Oh, I didn't know that was in 7th grade. Yeah. You should read it. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Can we try this? 1 and 2 and ready and. Yeah, good. Let's try it again. So we're going 1 and a 2 and a ready, go. And. Yeah, good. Let's try it again. Same thing. Start from sorry. Yeah, start from the beginning. Here we go. 2 and ready, go. And keep going. Okay. Sorry. I randomly scream in frustration when I hear things. Okay, 57. Let me hear 57. Let me hear just the first 4. Can we work that shift a little bit? Ready, and a set, and go. Try it again. Ready, and a set, and go. Now add the last 4. Da 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 da. Ready, go, and. Try it again. Ready, go, and. Good. Now you have 58. Da 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 da. Ready, go, and. Again, ready, go. Yeah, and I'm not ashamed of writing in some fingerings that I keep missing if I don't know the part. So if you don't know the part, write in a couple of fingerings if you need it. But let's get it. Here we go. 58. Ready, go, and. Yeah, can we do that slowly? Ready, go, and. Again, 3rd finger. I want your finger pattern. Extend it, right? So keep it frozen there. Can I hear it in tempo? Or this tempo? Ready, go, and. Again, ready, go. Yeah, good. Try 59. Ready, go, and. Again, 2nd finger. Ready, go, and. That's better. Now let's put it back together at 57, and we're going to go to 59. So we'll play through that, okay? Ready, go, and. Yeah, my biggest thing is use less bow, more wrist, okay? And that'll help you stay with time. You want to try it again? Because we're all behind, okay? Ready, go, and. Yeah, one more time, and ready, 57, go. Good, yeah, and it's really 59, like 58 and 59. So put a star over that, and I want you to kind of this week drill that area with a measuring. Okay, there's like pencils flying everywhere, so if you need one, there's one more. It's everywhere. Okay, so this section 57 through 59. Go back to the beginning. Some of you are doing this off the string, which is great because it is off the string from the beginning, really spagato. Right, so we do want to actually, you can start from the string in your audition and then go off. So, or you can start from the air. Either or works. Sorry, I didn't too much spin at all. I can't set it off. Sorry. Let me hear you. Here we go. Can we try that from the beginning? And if you can try it off the string, that would be awesome. Here we go. 2, ready, go, and yeah, let's try it again. It's okay. Yeah, let's try it one more time. Here we go. That's not in tune, but we're gonna try it again. 2, and ready, go, and okay, let's talk bowing because they kind of wrote some stuff out. Look at 63. That should be up, down. And then you're going up bow at C. So at C, you're going to slur C and D. Okay, so we have up and then slur. Okay, versus separating those. Does that make sense? Is anybody doing that differently in lessons or anything? Yeah, what are you doing?
I did the double up for the and then another up.
Okay, so you're going up, and then up. Oh, you're going down. And then up.
And then down again. And then up for the D, and then up for the C.
Okay, so this is all slurred. Is that what you're doing? Okay, yeah. So they cross that out in the audition, but it doesn't matter, really, if you do that because you're going to be behind a curtain. What will matter is when you play the part in the piece, you need to do what the whole ensemble's do. Does that make sense? Which they might do it that way, they might do it differently. Okay, start at H. Can you start at H? Sorry, that's bigger than 60. And my thing is still start at H for me. Here we go. Ready, go, and yeah, good. Can we use fourth finger at 67? But 4, 3, 3. At 67.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that H can be a 4. It's just cleaner for the bow. My A string. Okay, let's try the whole thing again. I'm going to take the time to do this. Okay, let me hear the whole thing and then we'll move on. Here we go. Here we go. Ready, go. And 61 to 62. Really, anytime you have the slur, or you're doing something different with your left hand than your right. Okay? So it might be good to isolate those measures by breaking the slurs correctly, not me. Okay? And then adding the slur. Right? Just so that you can stick with the beat. And I would be practicing this with the metronome anytime you turn it on. Can we try it a little faster? You can try it from the beginning. Here we go. 2. Ready, go. And yeah, that's all a wrist thing, okay? So that could kind of give you an idea of the goal for next time. If that was a struggle, then it's time to start moving the tempo up, because what's your tempo? 82. Yeah. So let's aim for 72 for next time, okay? All right, let me hear excerpt number 2. We're also going to take this one faster today. What's the tempo on it?
125.
Yeah, something ridiculous that I have to listen to. And that's it. Can we try that? And then we'll start moving it up. We're starting on E. Here we go. 2. Ready, go. Yeah, good. Yeah. So if you're unfamiliar with the notes, okay, you can try to go for a minute. But then I need you to jump back in to get familiar. Start at K. Here we go. Because we're about a month, more than a month out, but a little bit, a month-ish out. Here we go. 2, ready, up-o. Sorry. Does that give you the whole idea of what it's supposed to be like? As we continue, if you've been practicing this one super slow, it's time to start speeding things up. Okay, let me try this one again at this tempo. I know this is not hitting everybody's level. Some of you cannot play it at this tempo, but we're going to move a little bit quicker, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, so especially into the end, make sure that you're working on the string crossings and getting the correct notes, okay? Also, all of you could use more bow when you start this because it's fortissimo. So even as the tempo goes faster, a faster bow is what the E string loves. So the faster the bow, the better. Can we make 100 kind of the tempo for next time? We're not going to run the whole thing, but let me hear the beginning. Here we go. Where am I going now? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. have tried this at tempo? Anybody yet? Okay. So humor me and try it just so you can get used to it. There's no 125 inside your note. But you get the idea. Ba-da-da-da-da-da, 1, 2, ready, go. Right. Yeah. Woo, woo, right? Yes. Fun. Okay. So if you haven't hit there yet, I want you to start to work towards that goal. If you feel discouraged, don't. Okay. We still have a month, but it should encourage you to learn your notes, right? Quicker. That's the goal. Sometimes I just want to wake you up and say, hey, you got a lot to practice. Okay. Number 3. This is the one that's going to be hard to get up to. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. Remember when I told you spiccato? Don't do spiccato. We're going to do it about right here, and the bow is probably best because it'll start to come off the string the faster that you go. Kind of middle, maybe a little bit higher for fortissimo. Okay? Hey, Sienna, can you do me a favor and like move that over? Yeah, just pull it back. Thank you. So we can create a walkway. Thank you so much. Okay, here we go. So let's try the. Is that right? No. Yes, it is. It just feels slow. 1, 2, ready, go. And. Yeah, that's the only part I'm going to spend time on. I'll show you the rest of it later, but I just want to work on that section. Here we go. 1. Let me try it again. And 1, 2, ready, go. And. Yeah, good. Yeah, we're not quite at the like speedy tempo, so think big beats. When I start to compete with the metronome as a group, I start to think of the first note of each grouping. Right? That's super simple, but that's what you should be thinking of versus all the separate notes. Big groupings help make it look like words versus letters. Okay? Let me try it a little faster. Now, when we start to get too fast, what we're going to do is add spaces like I normally do, so just beware of that. But let me hear how it is first. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, now at this tempo or any tempo above it, I would start out adding the rest in between to make sure I'm right with the beat. So ready and I would make sure to add the accent on the first beat of every measure. Right? We really want to make sure we're practicing that bow portion. Can we try that? So we'll put a rest in between, but you're adding that accent every single time you play the beginning. 1, 2, ready, accent. Ready, set, and accent. Ready, set, and accent. Ready, set, and accent. Ready, accent. Ready, accent. Ready, accent. Ready, accent. And that last one, you want to dig. If they cut an excerpt, it'll be this one, and they'll only do the first 8 measures. No one really wants to hear all the ending. The only reason they'll want to hear the ending is to make sure you can count and know how to count. Okay? Alrighty, just FYI. Okay, let's aim for 120 for this one next time. Can we do 120 with the rest? Rest, rest. We're going to do 2 in between each. Ready, set, and go. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. It's hard to say rest, rest, and focus on the music. Now, you should be using this part of your hand. So if your fingers are not flexible enough to move, and they're not wide enough, you need to be doing this bow exercise a lot. Okay, just to get your wrists and fingers relaxed so that you can do those. It almost feels a little bit like tremolo, right? When it goes that fast. As long as you're that light, you should be okay all the way through this. Can you try it without the rest, just for fun? Okay, do the best you can. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, good. Now, here's 2 things. Thank you for trying. Okay, number 1. Number 2, make sure that you don't speed up past the tempo when it's faster. You've got to have an internal beat. So, if it helps you, what I would do is turn on the 8th note. And I would add those rests in and then take away rests until you're able to play the whole chunk. Does that make sense? Another thing that's really smart to do, because this is not a left hand issue, it's a bow issue, okay? Is to actually do your open strings without your left hand. So, right? Because that's what's confused, is your bow. It's like, where do I go? And I can't get there fast enough. Can you try that slowly for me? So, okay, so I'm only playing the open strings, but I'm doing it on whatever note it is. So like, if it's on the E string, I'm playing E, A string A, D string D. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Here we go. 2, ready, go, and good. And then I would do that for the whole thing, and I'd speed up the tempo. Okay, that's what's confused, is your bow. Because, I mean, honestly, do we really do da 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 da, right? We don't do that in orchestra, right? We're usually on one string. We'll occasionally switch, but the harder your music gets, the more your bow is going to be like switching around. Okay, so that's what it is a bow issue. Practice without the left hand slowly with the bow, then start speeding it up with the bow. So your left hand probably knows more than you think. It's your right hand. It's not reaching your ear fast enough. Okay? When someone told me that in college, I immediately could play faster because I just practiced the bow. I'm a slow beat. Like, I love slow stuff. I'm a turtle till the day I die. Okay? But in order to work on fast things, you have to know what your right hand has to know what it's doing. Okay? So that's how I'd work on that one. Okay. Sorry, I'm off my soapbox. I wish someone would have told me that when I was your age. Which is fine. Let me do excerpt number 4. Da, 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 da. Can we, what is it? What's the, oh, by the way, this is, no, it's not. Lies. Sorry, that was the Viola one. Da, 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 da. Why can't I remember? So this is in 2, just like on 1 piece, so. Can we do that? Here we go. Ready, go. And rest. Rest. cut time. Can we try it? And we want to get louder through that. 2, ready, go. Rest. Rest. Yeah, this is all kind of a balance point. Does that make sense? So it's all lower versus higher. This is another one that's really good to do with your bowing because it's got a lot of weird rhythms and jumps. Also, in 33, start adding in, slow it down and start adding in some of the decrescendos and crescendos. Can I hear 33? We're going to slow it down. Da, 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 da. And I want you to try to do the crescendo there. Here we go. Ready, go. And yeah. Yeah, good. Now that section, we have bum, rest, da, da, da. I want you to lift your bow. So you've got rest, and then you should circle lift. Can you ride in a lift there? At 40. Why we would lift to get back to our frog is for bow placement. This is a lift for bow placement. It's not a lift for bow direction. You have down, and then you have up. But because it's forte, it would be smart to add that lift in there and get back to the frog so you can play that part. Now, I'm not talking about like the frog, the literal frog. It's probably the balance point. So we have, because I usually end up somewhere right here. Then you want to circle set so you're closer to a forte spot. Okay? Does that make sense? Yes. So that one. Yeah, so we have 1 and 2. Is that what you're talking about? That one? That rhythm? Can I hear that one? We'll do it together. Here we go. 2, ready, go. Yeah, try it again. Ready, go. And 1 and up. Yeah, usually I think of it 1 and up. 1 and up. Just because of the fact that it's cut time now. So now it's half the value. Also, I stop my bow a lot on these just to make sure that I'm on the right beat for the A. So like at 33, I'll hold the B and I'll stop my bow in between to make sure I articulate the A. Because, I mean, honestly, no one really cares about that first note, 8th note. They care that you're on the upbeat at the right time. Okay. Okay, start at 35 and we'll finish. No, let me hear 5. Yeah, excerpt 5. Sorry. You don't know what I'm thinking yet? Okay. I don't know what I'm thinking either. Someone was playing this the other day. I think it was you, Tyndall, and all I heard was Jurassic Park. Like, this is fun. Okay. Sorry, Miss Shirley, we're almost done. Alright, here we go. 1 and 1, 2, 3. And then yeah, you are gonna want to slow down there at the end. This one also has space because it's Brandenburg. So a little bit of space in between each of those quarters to eighth notes. Kind of like a breather in between, kind of like you're doing on Goblin Feast where you have the space, sorry. The space in between each one, that's what you want on Brandenburg too. Does that make sense? Try this one. No, you have to go. You can loosen your belts. Bye guys. We got through all the excerpts. Woo! We didn't do all the scales, but that's okay.